Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm having so much fun with this series. I'm calling it Bought It, Then Forgot It because there are so many craft supplies that I have bought and then have unfortunately forgotten about. So I have two products that I really want to use today. This is a beautiful happy birthday sentiment die, and then I have a very cute stamp set. I love the pun, apparently it's your birthday, and I'm going to use that, I think, on the inside of the card, but I need to kind of get an understanding of where I want to go with this. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is stamp out my cute little parrot, and I do want to do the little conversation box as well, conversation bubble. And other than that, I'm going to see where this card takes us. So first I'm going to bring in my Misty with 80-pound cardstock. I love this cardstock for using Copic markers and coloring, so I'll list it below. You can simply click on the title of the video and that box will go ahead and pop up for you and you'll see all of the supplies I'm using. Okay, so first I'm going to do the parrot and the conversation bubble. And again, coloring with Copics today, so I want to use a Copic friendly ink. For me, that's the Momentum Tuxedo Black. I really like that, and it works really well with alcohol markers. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that in one time. Ooh, that was a really good first impression. And then let's do a second time for some bold contrast. There we go. Then I'll put these back, and before I remove my cardstock from the Misty, I want to decide on my little sentiment for the inside. I think I'm going to do squawk because we're already going to use a happy B-Day sentiment, so I don't want to do it 2 times. So let's just do the little squawk. Okay, hopefully that's centered, but it'll be cute either way. And then I'll just really quickly place that inside. Oh, it's so cute. I love that. Double stamp it to match the contrast of the existing stamps. There we go. Okay, I have some Copics that are all ready to go. I'm going to list those for you down below so you know exactly the color combinations. I like to do a light, dark, light combo. So I start with my lighter of the 2 colors. So for instance, for yellow, I'll start with my light, color everything, go back with my dark to do the shadows, and then blend with my light. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all my color combinations and get this cutie all colored. Okay, I want to try and see what this would look like in a green, because right now I was really liking the idea of the turquoise, but I feel like it's looking like a narwhal. Is it just me? I think the color and the party hat is making it look like a narwhal. So I'm going to stamp it one more time and we can compare and see which one we like better. So I'll bring it right on here. And we'll just do it one more time. This might be one of those go with your gut moments for me. Originally, I wanted to do it in green. In fact, since I bought this a while ago, I always envisioned it in like a green, but I switched at the last moment and we'll see what in the end I like better. Okay, that's much better. It just is giving a much more parrot vibe. I was trying to just do something fun here, but it's amazing what color does to the brain. And so I want people to see this and immediately think parrot and not be confused, because I don't know, is it just me or does that look like a little narwhal? Oh, I also need to add some cheeks, but let me add just a little bit of shading up here on that nose. And then for cheeks, I think I'm gonna do this R30. So let's add a couple cheeks there. Okay, much better. Loving that. Some tape around my die just to make sure it doesn't move when I send it through. We get a really good outline there. I'll do the same for the little speech bubble. And sending it right on through to get all cut out. Okay, there's our final little images. Oh, they're so cute. Something about cutting them out just makes them look so final and polished. Okay, now I want to work on my background. Using a paper trimmer, I am going to go ahead and trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And this is 80-pound cardstock once again. I'm going to bring my A2 mask stencils in because I want to do a little blending behind the parrot, and then I'm going to do a little ink spatter. I think this is a good size. Yes, let's do that. So first let's tape my panel down just like this. And then I will do the same for my stencil. So I'll center this where I'd like it. That looks pretty good right there. I think I like that. Okay. And then I am going to use the color Pink Lemonade. And I want to do, well, I'm aiming to do an ombre look. So I'm going to go light at the top, and then I'll go more heavy-handed at the bottom. So I'll just start kind of going down, just to be pretty light, but then we'll have some fun doing a fade. Okay, now that I've got more color, I'm going to start going heavy-handed at the bottom, and then just start slowly fading up the card. That way we have more saturation on the bottom, and then we'll have a mid-tone in the middle and very light at the top. And it's almost kind of easiest to do the light and then mid-tone and then really just darken the bottom up. But you can approach it any way that makes sense to you. Just darken this bottom up a little bit more. Okay, and then just create some transitions. That way it doesn't look so harsh. Okay, I think I like that. It's one of those things where you can stare at a little too long too, so. Okay, looks good. Now I'll remove my stencil. Actually, I need to keep that ink pad. Okay, there it is. Isn't that pretty? Just a easy little fade. I need to keep that ink pad because what I'm going to do next is add a little spatter. So I'm going to add just a little bit of pink to my mat. I'm going to water down my ink, and using just the back side of the coloring I didn't really love, I'm going to test. Okay, that looks pretty good. Might even need more of the color. Oh, that looks good though, actually. Just gonna have a little bit of fun interest going behind. Nothing too bold, but just creating a little texture. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna set this off. It's gonna take just a moment to dry because those are just some really light spatters, but I think that looks really neat. It just adds a little visual interest to the back. Okay, and so then this is kind of the color tone for that card, which is fun. But again, we're gonna bring in this happy birthday, and I want to have this kind of layer itself as well. But I want to do this out of a white because I think that would be really fun. So let's bring in the little mini once more. And I think I'll bring in some heavier cardstock just so I don't have to layer as many times. So let's trim this out. Okay, I actually went ahead and ran these through my bigger die cut machine just to be safe. And I'm just going to take off or poke out all of these little middles. Okay, I actually cut it out of gold as well because I thought that would be super, super pretty. So I'm going to do that. So I have 2 layers of 110-pound cardstock underneath. That's going to just help build that up. And then I will put the gold layer on the very top. Okay, I actually decided to kind of do an offset just to bring even more fun and dimension to this. So instead of layering that top gold layer exactly on top of the previous white one, I just shifted it to the side just a hair. Do you see? And it gives it just a bit more. So you can kind of see on the back where it's all kind of discombobulated. I'm grabbing acrylic block just to let that really sit for a moment, and then we're going to glue it right onto here. Now I think what I'll do is start building up my card base really quick. So I'll bring in my Score Buddy, and I have white cardstock, 110 pound, and I'm going to have my card fold at the top. So this is sized at 11 by 4 1/4, and then half of 11 would put us at 5 1/2. Okay, then I'll go ahead and press that down. That way we have a top folding A2 size card. And as a reminder, A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just magnetize this down, and I'll flip over my panel. This looks so cute. And add some foam tape to the back. Bringing those liners off and making sure my little ombre is going in the correct direction, excuse me. Place that down on my card. Love how clean that looks. Okay, so now I can add my little happy birthday. Oh, I like it with the offset. I think that's super fun. So this is kind of a fun one because it doesn't have a immediate direction, so you can kind of do it like that. I kind of like the idea of having the day line up a little bit more. Actually, no, because that happy, that looks good just like that. So I'm gonna do that, and I intentionally wanted my box to be smaller so that it had the sentiment just kind of pour off the sides there. I think that's really cute. And then I'm going to end up putting this little cutie, I think maybe a layer. Maybe I'll bring this down this way some more because I want my parrot, come here, to be, oh, you know what I'll do is, I don't want that exactly in the middle. So, okay, something kind of like that. So let me go ahead and again add all of that glue to the back. Okay, and then I'm gonna do something like that. Okay, and then let's grab the block once more and just let that sit for a moment. Then I'm just actually gonna glue down my parrot right to my card base, and we'll bring in some fun dewdrops to bring some additional texture and dimension in. So I think, I don't want it in the center, so I think something kind of like this looks cute. And then we'll do our little squawk. like that. Okay, I think that's fun. Just so playful. Okay, real quick, I'm going to do probably a duo up here and then a, let's see, what do I want to do? There's so many fun things I could do here. I'm going to wipe that one away. I'm going to do a little trio of 2. So let's do 2, 2, and 2. I think that'll be really fun. And it helps all of the elements just kind of interact with one another. Let's see here. So we can do 1 and 2, and I love these dewdrops so much, as you know. They keep that element of clean and simple while very quietly elevating a card, which is just my style. And finally the duo down here. Oh, that's fun. Very playful. All right, there we are. We are at exactly 50 minutes, but I had actually a lot of indecision on this card. So behind the scenes, I kept the camera rolling and was sitting here pondering what to do. But I love how it turned out, but you could probably make this a lot quicker than I did. I hope you enjoyed watching this. This was a super fun card to put together. And again, supplies that I have not used, and I'm excited that they were all put to good use. Okay, everyone, be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Totally kidding. I forgot the inside of the card, and I cannot not use that cute pun. So let me really quickly grab those stamps once more, and we are going to say, apparently it's your birthday, which is way too cute. I'm gonna do up and near the top, and that looks good. And I like to do the sentiments separate from one another. I just think it's easier for me to align them. But you can absolutely stamp them all down at the same time. Got that next one aligned. That looks great. I'll stamp that down. Okay, final card. Apparently it's your birthday. So cute.